All right, gang, we're gonna break this one down. This is a fun one. I really like this groove. So we're getting into odd meters now, right? So we've done a little bit of 3, you know, you've obviously done some 4 probably in your practice, but now we're breaking into the odd meter stuff. We're getting into 7/8, right? And not only that, we're getting into a pretty fast, pretty swift 7/8, right? So this is kind of a whole different approach than we would do something for 4/4, because 4/4 comes naturally to everybody, right? Everybody, you know, loves to dance to some disco music, love to do some electric dancing, right? That kind of stuff. Everything's in 4/4. That's what we've been listening to our whole lives. That's what our parents listen to, so on and so forth. But when we break into 7/8, now we're out of our comfort zone, or at least I am, right? So we've got to kind of shift our frame of thinking when we're playing a groove like this. So when we go to that groove, right, when we look back at it, key for me is to just think about 1. Where is 1 in this groove, right? So for me, 1 is, you know, when I start, that's me exaggerating where the 1 is, right? Like that. So when I'm first learning something like this, I like to just think about the 1 and exaggerate it and make sure that I really bring it out when I'm playing, right? I don't want to do that later down the line when I'm playing with a band or having some fun with the groove, right? But I want to do that to exaggerate and make sure I know exactly where I am, because it can really, really be easy to get lost in a groove that's in 5 or 7 or 9, something like that. You want to make sure you're staying on. So make sure you know where the 1 is, right? So with this, we got a simple ride pattern, right? Just the bell, nothing crazy, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, right? That's all it is, just 4 nice hits in the bar, right? But we got some ghost notes and some weird backbeat stuff happening in the snare that goes like this. We got stuff like that going on, so we got to make sure that falls in between those hi-hat hits, because this doesn't take up a lot of space in the groove, right, at all, really. Just simple hits. This is what takes up that space, those ghost notes. Also, the kick drum has a really crucial role here, right? It's simple, you're usually hitting everything on the 1, right? But there's a little skip beat that happens that kind of fills in the space between the snare and the ride and kind of creates a nice little linear thing going on where things aren't played on top of each other, they're played, you know, staggered. Everything has its own beat, right? Just like that. That's where that kick drum falls, and it creates a nice cool little stagger in there, and it's really nice. Other big thing about this, you might notice me playing the hi-hat with my left foot, right? Now, I'm not playing straight through like I might do on another groove, right? If I'm playing 4/4 and I'm playing on the ride, I might keep this going the whole time, my timekeeping element. Just like that, right? But in a groove like this, I'm in 7 now, so I've got to really use my brain and use the left side of my brain to think about what's going on in my left foot. So when I'm doing that, I'm doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this hi-hat doesn't come in until the 2 in the 7, right? In the 7/8. And that's tricky because now I'm only doing 3 beats of this hi-hat with my foot in each bar, right? So 1, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to make a conscious effort to stop and not play a 4th quarter note on this guy, or else that's gonna shift me up. Then we're getting into like over the bar line polyrhythmic stuff. That would be like this. And it also kind of messes up the groove, right? It doesn't feel quite right. You know, when we're playing it with those 3 beats in the bar, it sounds like this. Right? They kind of fall in between the spaces. It kind of really accents everything else that's happening in the groove with the different parts of the kit. It's really nice. But if I play straight through with that 4/4, right, it's right on top of the beat. You don't even really hear it. So it's like the whole left side of the kit just goes away and you don't have that piece that really creates a nice little bounce, right? Like a kind of a back and forth between those beats and the 7, right? So, experiment, make sure you get that hi-hat bar down and left, right? It's crucial, it really adds levels to the groove. Keep that simple ride thing going, yep, just break it up, work on that by itself, right? It's a simple thing. Make sure those ghost notes are coming out, right? You don't want to overplay them, you want them to be really nice and light and kind of fall in line. Everything has its place in a groove like this. When you're playing at odd meters, everything has a function, especially when you're doing multiple parts of the kit, right? So go home, experiment, slow practice. Gotta hit this one slow and bring it up, or you're just gonna run yourself into the ground and you don't want to do that. All right, take care, guys.